check. And everybody give me a second. Yeah, I'm late, I'm sorry. Give me a second, everybody. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm late today, right? I was stuck in traffic jam, everybody, I'm sorry. Traffic jam. 10 minutes late, right? I should have also class with Mario, but Mario, I'm sorry. Traffic jam. Alright, everybody, give me a second. I'm going to just open the platform. What do we have today? Today we have what? We have support, resistance, pivot points, and the 3 trend lines. Alright, everybody, all good. And below we have Instagram. Does Instagram work? Let me check Instagram website. Sorry, this page is unavailable. Oh, I need to correct Instagram, everybody. Doesn't work Instagram. Yeah, it's below the title, it's the Instagram. I need to readjust, everybody. Are we live? Yeah, I'm sorry, John, Todd, Melissa, Marcus, Jean-Paul, Max, Maxine, and everybody else on Teams. Nandozi on YouTube, I'm sorry, man, you know, I was not a traffic jam. Okay, everybody, so long story short, never forget the goal is to bring you from zero to a millionaire trader in 3 years in an institutional way. If you didn't receive the manual, okay, everybody, please type in the, you can type in the chat otherwise, but you can also send me an email, okay, to receive the, oh, and talking about the manual, everybody, today we have the 3 trend lines, right? Support, resistance, pivot points, and whoa, we are moving to candlestick formations. Sooner or later, everybody, give me a second. We'll have to train in trends inside market structure. News event, not sure. Alright, so we are support, resistance, pivot points. Give me a second, everybody. Next level. What is support, resistance? Almost there. Support, resistance, pivot. Yeah, that's from the manual, everybody. It's for free. You can print it out, study. Doesn't cost you a cent. How to treat resistance in a downtrend. We talked about this one. Hello, Olga. How are you? Hello, Alex. Alex, we have class on Sunday, right, Alex? Alright, give me a second, everybody. Give me a second. Olga, try to do the test transfer next week if you can. Okay, so I can put you in the group, Olga, how to trade support and resistance in the sideways channel. We talked about this 2 days ago, and we talked about support resistance, alright. And multiple time frame trading, we covered this one. The 3 trend lines, where are the market structure, we talked about this yesterday. Stop loss and take profit. Is there a, don't we have a no, we don't have it, it's not in the manual. Wow, I need to put in the manual this class, everybody. Alright, Alex, yes sir. Okay, everybody, so let's go to charts, and we are here, everybody. Give me a second. We talked about, this was the last week, right, the lesson, and today we have support, resistance, and pivot points in the 3 trend lines, right? Everybody, if you remember the lesson about the 3 trend lines, alright, we've learned that the market behaves in different ways, of course, but we've learned that, maybe this one, that we have what it's called the long trend line, right? Just an example, long trend line, and then we learned that we have the medium trend line, right? In this example is going to be orange, and then we've learned that we have what it's called the short-term trend line. Let's color code this in blue. Alright, and then we've learned that we had also the aggressive, which we can have multiple more aggressive trend lines. Remember the lesson? This was a lesson from before. Okay. And now if you are building your charts, everybody, you would have the market wave extension, retracement, extension, retracement, extension, retracement, extension, right? Something like this, which we're going to color code in yellow and make it a little bit like this, you know. Okay, everybody? So this is the market, and when the market is going to finally break something, right, is going to do something like this. Example. So this is the short-term trend line, okay, and there is going to be, everybody, there is going to be a pivot point or support, whatever. Stoyan from Denmark, everybody. On Teams, connect on Teams, everybody. Alex, you're on Teams. Olga, you're on Teams. Nandozi, you are on Teams too, so it's all good. Everybody, if you want to connect on Teams, just type in the chat here on. Alright, everybody, you can type in the chat. I can give you the link. Alright. So this would be the pivot point. This would be, or support, whatever, right? This would be a pivot point, you know, and this could be another pivot point. Just an example, everybody. So I'm going to delete a few things from here, not to mess with the brain. Delete, 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 delete. You know. Otherwise, your brain is going to capture different stuff, which is not relevant to this lesson right now. Out, out, out. Almost clean, almost alright, almost there, everybody. Okay, like this. Now, we are here, everybody. And remember, Forex Course 101, it's all about learning how to understand probabilities. Tell me, everybody, here you have the short-term trend. Okay, what's the probability of this market going up in here? What do you think? And there is no right or wrong. By the way, hedge fund trader Nandozi, are you building your charts with the 3 trend lines? Hedge fund trader Olga, are you building your charts with the 3 trend lines? Hedge fund trader Alex, are you building your charts with the 3 trend lines, everybody? And we're going to take today euro dollar, alright? We're going to go euro dollar monthly, then we're going to go euro dollar weekly. If we have time, we're going to go to euro dollar daily. Okay, everybody? Are you building your charts? You should have support, resistance, pivot points, everybody. You should have market wave. You should have. Alright? Now there is no right or wrong. And don't worry, I have a 20 seconds delay on the chat. Okay, so John is asking, everybody, it's my bad, okay? Yeah, I'm too fast. No, I was late to the class, so I'm too... Okay, so let's go, everybody. The yellow is the market wave, okay, and then the short-term trend on the market wave, which is extension, retracement, extension, retracement, extension. Sorry, John, my bad. You know, and then the short-term trend broke the short-term trend broke the. Now this is the long term, this is the medium. The short-term trend broke the short-term uptrend line, you know, and now it's doing this movement in here. The question is, how is this probability of the market going up, back up? Just an example. Low probability, boss. Okay, why is that? Nandol says, yes, boss, I'm building my charts. Olga, yes, I'm building my charts. Low probability, why? I'm waiting, I'm having fun, you know, here. Low probability, why is that? we're going to give a precedence to the YouTube, everybody. Hedge fund trader Olga, what do you think? Hedge fund trader Alex, what do you think? What's the probability of this market in this specific example to go back up? Okay? And I'm telling you in this specific example because you are trying to learn a concept, right? We're going to do different examples, alright, like this. Because the market is likely to bounce on the support resistance pivot point. Excellent, excellent, everybody, excellent answer. Alright. Now, what if there is another pivot point down in here? Would this change anything, Nandozi? Same story, just different example. Would this change anything now? If you don't have a pivot point, everybody, the most important thing for you to be aware is that this market structure is yours. Market structure is yours. Market structure, also called the market wave, different vocabulary for the same thing. This is yours market structure on different time frames. Okay, everybody? The yellow one could be the market wave on yours 15-minute chart. The yellow one could be your market wave on the 2-hour chart. The yellow could be yours market wave on the 4-hour chart or daily chart. You are learning a concept, right? You are learning how to think. When this happens, how I should think. If that happens, how I should think. Make sense? So Nando's is correct because the market is most likely going to... This is one variable, right? Now, does anything change if you have a pivot point down in here? Type in the chat, everybody, yes or no. Share some ideas. And then we're going to go to live chart, sure. We're going to go to euro dollar. And we're going to work with the 3 trend lines, right? When this happens, everybody, don't you think that day traders or intraday traders, skilled day traders or skilled intraday traders, don't you think they understand probability with this logic, like the market broke the aggressive or the short-term uptrend line and there is nothing down in here, so the probability of this chart, of this market, it's still a probability game, but this market is positioned to go down. Agreed, everybody? 7 times out of 10. And I try to trick you with the understanding that these higher highs, higher lows are a retracement. This green, it's a retracement. Give me a second, everybody. This is a retracement on the short-term downtrend. Can you see it, everybody? Yeah, Paul, I tricked you. Oh, I knew it. You know, the boss is going to trick me. Can you see it, everybody? Pay attention to the detail in this profession. Even though the market was making higher highs, higher lows, those higher highs and higher lows are not relevant. This is part of the downtrend. Can you see it, everybody? So pay attention. Probably the market is likely to fall to the medium term. Exactly. Okay, so this is one variable. This is a retracement on the downtrend. There is nothing there. Okay, so probability is still down. This is one. This is another lesson worth downloading from YouTube and rewatched a few times, alright? Next variable. The market is bouncing at the pivot point or support. How is this one? Does this change anything? Everybody? Hedge fund trader Alex, hedge fund trader Olga, hedge fund trader Nandozi, what do you think? Does this change anything now? Boss, help me out. It should change something. This price action or this setup without the pivot point or with the pivot point has different probabilities. Ah, somebody's thinking, right? You start to think. Okay. And now everybody, you are not going to like it. How is this setup different in terms of probabilities compared with no pivot point but the market crowned? It made here a higher high. So meaning we are not in a downtrend anymore. We are not even in an uptrend, not yet. Not yet, everybody. I need to redo this, give me a second. Back, back, back. So this was still red, right? Oh no, this was black. Give me a second, this is going to be black. And then we said, alright, you know, the next one, the market is going to break the high, right? So it's going, this is going to be still green. But you have no pivot point. So this is the third variable. Not all saying, wow, wow, I mean, wow, right? Give it a like, everybody, on YouTube. Thank you very much. Somebody just give a like. Help the channel grow. Tell your friends and family to come here. It's for free. Okay. How is this variable now? You don't have a pivot point, everybody, but the market made a higher high. Boss, I really don't know. Fair answer. These things are not difficult to learn, but they are complex. Fair enough, alright? So I had a retracement on the downtrend and I do have a pivot point. Now I have a break of the relevant high, meaning I'm not in a downtrend anymore, but I don't have any confirmation of a pivot point for the bounce. So how is this bounce strong in terms of, is this strong, not too strong, you know, because the market made a higher high, but there is no pivot point, you know, is this, how is this probability? Okay, yeah, I'm going too fast, I'm sorry. Let's go step by step. Okay, everybody? You don't have a crown yet, the market didn't break the high, but this retracement is at the pivot point. Should you buy now or should you wait for the short-term trend to change and then enter? What's the correct answer? There is no right or wrong, but if you have a strategy that you're going to enter at the counter trend line break, then you should enter. Agreed, everybody? There is no right or wrong. Some aggressive traders are going to enter right now. No, everybody listen up, okay? That's on me. Listen up. Listen up, listen up, listen up. How, and remember, I'm trying to teach you that there is no right or wrong. Somebody, so let's go step by step. So pivot point, it's affecting the probabilities, alright? If you would have no pivot point, or if you do have a pivot point, this is something different. You have a higher probability with the pivot point on the chart, alright? Boss, we don't know. Fair enough. Wait for the short-term trend to change. Okay. Some traders, a skilled trader, which you're not yet, you're an analyst, a skilled trader understand that this is still a retracement on the short-term downtrend, but because it's at the pivot point, the day trader or the short-term trader is going to go long in here. He or she is going to risk less, and he or she is going to monitor the market on what is going to happen on past resistance on the short-term downtrend. Does this make sense? And this is one way of trading. It's one variable, and there is no right or wrong. This is not the best strategy. This is not the only strategy. This is not even the better strategy. This is just a variable. Somebody is going to say, all right, I have a short-term downtrend. Yes, I do. The market structure, the yellow one, it must retrace. Yes, it must. It is retracing. Yes, it is. But now I'm seeing a retracement on the red downtrend. I'm seeing a retracement on a retracement. I'm seeing a retracement. I'm messing with your head, right? I'm seeing a retracement on the red downtrend, but because it's at the pivot point, I'm going to take this opportunity and I'm going to trade the market from here to up to here. So I'm understanding probabilities of this short-term play, short-term trend, short-term play going up to here. Does this make sense? But the same day trader, intraday trader, would not enter the market, or maybe it would, but it would even lower the risk even more if there would be no pivot point there. Does this make sense? So pivot points and the three trend lines affect the probabilities that you are seeing it on the chart. We call this convergences. They converge, like multiple factors converge at the same place. So this is going to technically increase the probability. Okay. Now, if the market, so we are going to enter here doing a day trade, intraday trade, or a short term, on the 1 hour chart, 2 hour chart, 4 hour chart, a short term play, and we are going to see what is going to happen up in here. And up in here, we've learned from the previous lessons, one or two things are going to happen. Or the market is going to fall down and move into the next downtrend, the red one, or the market is going to enter in a no trade zone and is going to break the relevant high of the downtrend. And if this would happen, this would show us, so the market is constantly talking to us. In the analyst vocabulary, we say, oh, I can read the market, I'm reading the market. Or we say in the weekly plan, oh, I don't have a read about this currency pair, meaning it's wishy-washy, I cannot see patterns clearly, I don't have a read. But in this example, if there is a pivot point, we are going to enter to do the short-term play, and if this breaks this relevant high, for an example, we can understand that this pivot point and all the players in the market, importers and exporters, hedge funds, BlackRock, JP Morgan Chase, Forex, retail traders, and everybody else, all the participants in the markets agreed to the idea that the market is at the pivot point and moving up, moving up, moving up. We have the same mentality. We are buying, entering the market, constantly buying, somebody for profit, somebody because it must exchange the money, importer and exporter, and this is pushing up the market. And of course, technically, then the break of this high because of this pivot point made sense to continue the short-term trend and to potentially make the next market structure. Boss, my head hurts, How can you tell me 20,000 information in 2 seconds. Everybody does your it's a lot of information, don't worry everybody. Everybody give me a second, I believe the postman is calling, maybe back in 10 seconds. Give me a second. Alright everybody, false alarm. Sorry about that. False alarm, false alarm, false alarm. False alarm. Boss, FX course 101 deserves more than 1 year. Well, I don't know, Nandozi. Alex, too much to think. That's why some of you are taking private classes, right? You want to... Yeah, but we agree, we agree, I speak like German, agree, you know, we agree it's a lot of information. Okay? But you can download the recording and rewatch it a few times, study the chart, connect on Teams, call me on Teams, ask questions on Teams like Olga, you know, like Shantana, like Melissa. Asking questions, that's on you guys. Asking questions, you know. I mean, I know 90% of time I'm going to give you talk to the other guys because I don't have time. But then you have advanced traders, some of them are professionals like Heraldo, right? 90% of the time it's so Nandozi. Boss, what about this? Talk to Douglas. Boss, what about that? Talk to Alexander. Boss, what about this? Talk to the group. Talk to the group, talk to the group, you know. But if there is something that like, oh, boss, nobody's answering to me, or boss, nobody knows, then I'm going to answer. Makes sense, everybody? But asking questions, that's on you. Alright? Too much to think, alright. I'm going to repeat one more time, okay, everybody? Okay? So you are learning in the Forex course 101, you are learning how to... Olga, fair enough. You are learning how to understand probabilities, alright? And this lesson today, it's one of those. Okay? So we are trying to learn that there are different things to learn, but now we are learning support, resistance, pivot points, and the 3 trend lines today. So you have the up market structure, the yellow one, it's called the up market wave. Remember that this concept works, this price action works exactly the same on all time frames. This is going to work the same on the 15-minute time frame, 1 hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, daily, weekly, monthly, not. It's too big. Well, monthly too, but we have a lot to memorize, boss. Not to memorize, everybody. Memorizing is good, but you are going to learn just what you apply. How they say in the USA, unless you use it, you are going to lose it. If you don't use it, you are going to lose it. Okay? Memorizing is good, not bad, but if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. You're not going to... But yeah, Nandozi, I agree with you, there is a lot to learn, okay? So we have the yellow market structure, and you have the 3 trend lines, and now the short-term trend, because the yellow line goes from extension to retracement, and up in here, you know what happened is that, you know, it must retrace too. You know, it's a must. It is going to, it's 100% confirmed. The market cannot move otherwise. Make sense, everybody? The market, in order to move, it must wave. So this is the Thank you, Nandozi, for being such a great student, potentially trader in the coming years. You know, so the yellow one, it must retrace. Now the shortened trend, the black one, making higher highs, higher lows in an extension, start to retrace, broke the relevant low on the black, and is showing us a shortened downtrend, which we symbolized with the red one. And when the market did the shortened downtrend, produced the shortened downtrend, you know, it broke the short-term uptrend line, one of the three. Okay, so far so good, and so far so easy, right? And then many times on all time frames, the market, it must wave. So the price, everybody, if you've studied the lesson so far, you would understand now that all the patterns, all the price action patterns, short-term trends, market wave, market track, they move, they behave exactly the same, with no difference at all. So now the short-term downtrend appeared, the market is retracing, but this short-term downtrend must wave too. And now, me trying to trick you as a good coach, not make your life easier, but, you know, a little bit more realistic, you know. Yeah, you wish. You wish easier lessons, you know. I'm looking for traders, everybody. I'm looking for trade. Never forget, this guy, the boss, is looking for traders. That's why he's telling us in the face that it's going to take some time before you become a professional trader. You know? Okay, everybody? So this is the short-term downtrend already, and now we have higher highs, higher lows, and I'm testing you, trying to trick you, right? Oh, the market's going up, and now you are trying to fix the knowledge in your brain, like Nandozi said, to memorize that, oh, step number one, higher highs, higher lows, the green one, this is not an uptrend yet, this is a retracement on the downtrend. This would be step number one in today's learning, you know, fixating the knowledge. Okay, give me a second. All right. Step number two is the learning of the probabilities that these higher highs, higher lows, as a retracement on the red, with the counter trendline break, if there would be a pivot point, have a different probabilities when something like this happen, but there is no pivot point. This would be step number two. Alright? Step number three is the acceptance, everybody. You must accept the knowledge. Some people are not accepting the knowledge, you know. Some people, like me, we are stubborn. Oh, you know, this doesn't work, or this is too difficult, or I don't agree with the teacher. You know, homeostasis, right? Oh, I don't agree with the teacher. Do you even listen to yourself, how you think, you know? You don't agree with the teacher. I don't agree with the master. But he's a master, but I don't agree with the master, you know, this is... I don't want to spend too much time talking about the ego and everything, you know. We're going to talk about in the advanced course about the ego, everybody. And we're going to talk about the ego 18th of October in the Learn How to Make Big Money. Okay? So back to here. And is the understanding that now that the market bounced at the pivot point, some traders are going to take advantage from here up to here. Okay? They're going to buy this retracement because of the pivot point, and they would not buy this retracement, or if they would buy, they would lower the lower risk even more. Why is that? Because it's riskier, it's risky. Okay? And now up in here, they are going to pocket the money 7 times out of 10, not every single time, 7 times out of 10, and they're going to wait and see, oh, is this market going to push to the next red downtrend, or is the market going to go into the no trade zone and break the relevant high of the downtrend? If the first happens, then they're going to the short-term traders and the day traders and the intraday, they're going to short the market again, you know, and or if the market breaks the high, they're going to buy too. So boss, what if the strategy is to buy the market at past support of the market waves? Well, you must do it, Nandozi. You must follow the strategy. You must obey the strategy rules. Okay, everybody? So this is the second variable, alright? And the third variable was, okay, what if the market goes up in here, the short-term trend reverses from a downtrend to an uptrend, but you have no pivot point? How should you trade or understand this price action? What should you tell your trader? And that's a difficult one. This is now the third variable when you are learning, trying to understand probabilities as an analyst. If this happens, the red downtrend is over. Now you have the first up extension leg of the uptrend, which is not confirmed yet, by the way. There is only one correct thing to tell your trader. Let's make a poll, everybody. Type in the chat. Would you tell your trader, which is you, buy the market? Talking about direction, not timing. I'm not saying buy right now, but would you suggest your trader to prepare to buy, prepare to go long, or would you suggest your trader, oh no, it's still a sell because it broke the short-term uptrend line? Type in the chat. Your answer is going to show me, everybody, how skilled you are. You know, how you understand probabilities. I cannot tell you more than this. If I tell you the next sentence, it's going to be easy already. Should you tell me, the trader, to buy this market as the direction, or should you tell your trader, no, it's a sell because it broke the blue short-term uptrend line? Sure, Todd, you can make a picture. Everybody make a picture of this one. Take pictures, photos, print it out, you know, write on the pictures, make annotations. This is how you learn. Hedge fund trader Nandozi, should we buy as direction? No, we're not talking about timing. You know, oh, I'm going to wait and buy later. Yes, we all agree. But we're talking about direction. Who is stronger? Is the trend line that's been broken stronger, so the market is going to fall, or is the short-term trend, the black one, stronger? Which one is stronger? Hedge fund trader Olga, same question. What would you tell your trader? Hedge fund trader Alex on YouTube, and anybody else on YouTube, what would you tell your trader to do? Nandozi says buy. Nandozi says buy. Even though we don't have a pivot point down in here no more, there is no pivot point, but the short-term trend changed, so Nandozi is saying buy the market. What about you, hedge fund trader Olga, hedge fund trader Alex? We have 10 more minutes, everybody, then I need to go. And see you back on Monday. There is no right or wrong. No, this is not a strategy. There is absolutely no right or wrong. You can say sell, sure, but we need to understand why. Everybody, I know I have a 20 seconds delay on the chat. Okay. Don't be shy, there is nothing to be afraid of. You know, some of you are shy. No, I'm going to wait for him to tell me, then I'm going to put in the chat. Don't be, you cannot learn like this, everybody. Be honest with yourself. Type in the chat what you think. You are trading like this anyway. Make sense? Making mistakes, it's part of the game. Thinking in the wrong way, unfortunately, it's part of the game too. So don't be shy, participate in the chat. Yeah, I see you, John, Maxine, Max, Todd, I see you, but I would like to hear from student traders on YouTube first. No buy for me because the retracement must come after the short trend is broken. I would say buy. Applause to all of you guys. This is the correct answer. Yes, on Teams too. All of you who said buy as the reaction, this is the only correct answer. This is when you should trade what you see, alright? Trade what you see. So the reaction is a buy. Okay. Now, everybody, it's a little bit different. You are not going to buy right now. Okay. You're going to wait for this green to retrace and retrace and stop retracing and stop retracing, and the market didn't stop retracing. Did you lose any money? Did you lose any money as a trader even if you said buy as an analyst? This right now is the most difficult concept for the retail trader to understand. You did the right job, you did the right analysis, you said everything correct, but then the market went down, 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 and because it's a probability profession, it's 7 times out of 10, you know. So boss, what if there is positive fund? How should we risk? This is a question about personality and strategy, okay? Retail traders in the Forex course 101 risk half % on everything, you know. Don't even bother. Okay? Okay, everybody? Forex course 101. You are not going to like what I'm going to say right now. Your job is not to make money in the Forex course 101. I know everything what you're going to tell me. But you are not listening to me, believe me. Your job is the Forex course 101 is to learn how this market behaves. Your job is to learn concept. If you can become a good analyst, you are going to consequently make money. But if you are worried to make money as an analyst, you are never going to make it. I'm sorry to tell you. You can challenge and tell everybody that you know in the face that they are lying to you. Unless you are not a good analyst, I'm telling you as an institutional trader this. It also makes sense when you start to think, how can you make money if you are wrong on the analysis? You are going to buy something that is going down consistently, or you are going to sell something that goes up. That's wrong analysis, Todd. This is wrong analysis. Make sense, everybody? So you analyze the chart well, direction-wise it's a buy. Applause to yourself, pat yourself on the back, you did the right thing, you've traded what you've seen as an analyst, and then you're waiting for the counter trendline break, which did not happen, for you to buy, and the market pushed into the new downtrend, and now what we're going to do, what we've learned, we're going to readjust the downtrend, right? You have a new downtrend. Can you see it, everybody? Now this high from before, it's not relevant anymore. Now this is the relevant high from the downtrend. Alright? And the story repeats. It goes down and down and down to here. Right, everybody? And now finally it's going to make hard highs, hard lows again. Guess what? Short-term trend traders and intraday traders and day traders are going to do in here? Boss, but this is a retracement of the downtrend. Yes, as per before. Guess what those guys are going to do? Everybody? Thank you, boss. Question, boss. Yes, please. Guess what those guys are going to do? They're going to enter in here. They're going to pocket the money from here to here. and then they're going to wait for the no trade zone. One of the two things are going to happen. If the market breaks the new relevant high, they are going to buy. How they're going to buy? Same story. This is the first new extension leg, the green one. They're going to wait for a retracement, and if the end of retracement comes, like counter trendline break, right? If that's the green. If the end of retracement happens, like counter trendline break, then they're going to buy in here. But if the end of retracement doesn't happen, they're not going to buy. Can you understand that when this freaking sucker comes along, it's called the chaos? If you would simply not break rules, you would not lose, everybody. This pattern, do you see this pattern? Did you see this pattern on the chart? You know, you lose I mean, we're all the same. We lose in these patterns because why? Because we are not patient enough and to wait for the counter trendline break to happen and for the market to break the relevant lows on the smaller time frame if you want to talk about strategy. Alex says sell. Olga, they will buy. They will buy up in here, sure. They will buy. Ah, no, here's, yeah, they will buy in here, sure. How many trendline does a counter trendline break have, and which one is most relevant for trading? Counter trendline break, it's only one, everybody. Okay. Counter trendline break, it's only one. It's one counter trendline break. Okay. Does this make sense, everybody, what we're talking about? So the market, I'm going to delete this one too, delete this one. And now finally, you know, moving forward with the previous example, now here we have the relevant, you can see it on the chart, right? Here you have a pivot point or past support sometimes, you know. You can see that it's a high from the market structure, you know. So this is high probability, but you need to understand timing too, fair enough. You know, this is where most likely, again, in the beginning, risking less is going to come to past resistance on the short-term downtrend, and then it's going to mess around, and then potentially 7 times out of 10 is going to break the short-term downtrend. Okay, one last question for you, everybody, that you're learning probabilities. Which trend line, when you have multiple support, resistance, pivot points, everybody, okay, it's a 7 times out of 10. When the market breaks multiple pivot points, guess what trend line with the pivot point is the strongest one? You could have the pivot point at the blue short-term uptrend line. You could have a pivot point at the orange uptrend line, medium-term uptrend line. See, everybody? You have a pivot point in here. You have a pivot point near the orange. And now you have a pivot point near the violet. Which one is, in terms of probabilities, is the strongest? I should lower this one, fair enough, thank you very much. I should lower a little bit this one. I should lower it because it must not, okay, something like this, right? Alright, thank you very much. There you go. Yeah, Max told me, everybody, this low must not break this low. Fair enough. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. Violet, exactly. Purple violet, exactly. Now, you are going to buy the market in here and you're going to lose at the blue. You are going to buy the market in here at the orange and you are going to lose. Guess how much courage you are going to have to buy at the violet. Type in the chat, everybody. I'm going to have a lot of courage, like I just had 3 losers in a row and now it's easy for me to just buy the violet, or I'm going to be discouraged and I'm going to doubt myself and I'm going to think and double think and triple guess. Oh, should I buy this, but it's downtrend and I lost already, and you are going to lose 0.5% or 1% in here, and you are going to lose 0.5% and 1% in here, and here you should put more risk, and your brain is going to think exactly the opposite. Welcome to the Learn How to Make Big Money course. Olga says, last hope. Buy because the market structure is not yet broken. In theory, we all know what to do, right, everybody? In theory, it's easy, but I'm telling you, you are not, theory, you just buy. I know if I ask you to show me your account, demo account, whatever, hopefully it's a demo account, show me your account, I'm going to see exactly this. I'm going to see that you're making small profits and you're making big losers. Right? True or true, everybody? If you say no, I'm going to not expose you, but we all know what is theory, but you have loser, 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 then you should buy and you should risk more. Maybe not Forex Course 101, everybody. And you are reluctant and you are going to wait and wait and wait, and you are going to most likely or hopefully buy only up in here because you got too scared to make the trade. Make sense? How do you know that's true, sir? I've been that. Everybody, we live in different parts of the world. We have different stories, alright? About parents, countries. But when it comes to trading, psychologically, we are exactly the same. Does this make sense? You might not believe me. I know it's okay. It's too soon. But psychologically, when it comes to fear and money and trading, we're exactly the same. We are doing okay, but when it comes to trade, it's difficult. Discourage. Exactly. Pat yourself on the back and give yourself an applause if you are aware, number one, and number two, which is the most difficult, I'm accepting that I'm not that strong. I'm accepting that I'm discouraged. I should be strong like Superman, but I'm not. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much. See you back on Monday. Happy weekend. Alex, we have Forex Course 202 on Sunday. Olga, try to do the test deposit next week. Okay, Olga, don't wait too long. We need to see if there are going to be some complication with the banks. See you back on Monday, everybody. Thank you very much. Build your charts, do the homeworks, connect on Teams.